Okay. I'm back. I realized this morning that I never introduced myself yesterday in any of the lives. So I guess I assume that if you're here, you know who I am. Okay. So today, I'm still settling myself in. I decided to keep going with Under the Sea today because I thought that if I didn't, it would take me time to come back. All right. Okay. Looks like I didn't mark all my stitches on the pattern last time. It is easy enough to fix. Okay. I was going to finish filling in the lobster. I'm not really sure why, but I have a song stuck in my head that I haven't heard in a very long time. Take Me Out to the Ball Game. It's very random. Like, take me out to the ball game. I don't watch ball games really. Oh. I haven't been to one in a long time. Like years and years and years and years. Hello. Good morning. I had some technical difficulties getting started today, which is okay, except I essentially need, if I'm going to reach 24 hours of cross stitch this weekend, I kind of need 12 hours of stitching today, which is a lot. But even if I don't reach 24, I'm going to consider this weekend a success. It's been a lot of fun to get to talk to so many different people yesterday, and I'm sure that'll continue today. Oops, my thread is much shorter now, so I shouldn't pull it all the way through. I can do it. I have time to do it. I don't have anything else scheduled today. It just means that I'll have to make sure my food breaks and things are very, very, very short. or stitch it, until midnight or something. Which doesn't sound that appealing to me, but if I need to, I will. It's better than doing it tomorrow. I will be too tired to do it tomorrow, I know that. It's busy. I have my list of questions. I started a list. It's like 100 questions, like getting to know you questions, which is much harder to answer than like would you rather questions, but it's okay. See, 10 p.m. is basically bedtime for me. So and about 9 o'clock is when I wind down. So yeah, I totally get you. It's last night. I think I logged off right about 10 o'clock. But that was hard. It was by 8:30, 9 o'clock, I was like, oh, my body thinks that it's done. It's time to be done, and which is good. It's good. It's not often that I want to stay up late. I don't sleep in ever, so unless I'm sick. 1, 2, 3. There was a bunch of night owls on last night, though. Several people in England and the UK area where it was like 1:32 in the morning. Yeah. I can't do it. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get the 24 hours. I really am. Because it's fun. It doesn't happen all the time. And it's a challenge that like really makes you stretch yourself and like adapt. And I don't think that there should, be any apologies for it just because it's, a hobby that other people don't necessarily see the value in. We know the value of stitching. And I already did my physical movement for the day. I've gotten outside. I've worked out. I'm good. I came back and ate a salad. Well, yeah, most of a salad. It was a big salad that my brother got me last night, but I didn't eat it last night, obviously. I ate it this morning. My puppy is looking out the window, but she keeps whimpering. So I don't know if she's seeing squirrels or some neighborhood cats or just maybe fall leaves that are falling down. I'm not really sure. I realized, last night, my daughter said, I watched you a little bit on your live. She was watching TV, and I was like, oh, I wonder how many people watch these things through the TV, and then they can't comment. Just just enjoying whatever it is that's coming out of my mouth. Look, filling in this middle color is so much easier than the rest of this lobster was. It makes me feel like I could finish this whole section. I wonder... The camera must have moved last night, though. Or since I set this up. Here we go. There we go. Okay, I do have questions, so that when I'm talking, I have a focus if I need one. Where did I stop? Oh, what makes you angry? I remember that. We talked about... I can remember that. Okay. What motivates you to work hard? I think that whenever I see the long-term benefit, like truly know it within myself, like my emotions and my brain, not just my brain. I can rationally know that something's good, but unless I like deeply know it, I'm not sure that I work hard. I think I'd like to know that I'd work hard, but I probably don't. But I will pour myself into something if I see, you know, the long-term benefit of whatever it is, you know, like decluttering or meal planning or exercise, homeschooling, whatever. Like I will figure it out and I will go after that thing. Come on, go in. There we go. It's the fractional stitches on Ada that slow me down on this piece. If past me understood that that's what I would be doing in the future, I wouldn't have gotten Ada. Hello! You're here. You're at 10 hours and 45 minutes. I am at like 8 hours and 15 minutes or something like that. I did not quite get as much yesterday as I wanted. I know, if 2016 Suki had known that I would have been doing fractional stitches on this piece, I absolutely would have gone with an even weave or a linen. Because I do remember that was an option, but there were a lot of things I didn't know at the time. And the chart isn't actually charted for fractionals. It's charted with whole crosses, full crosses. But it does look better. It's interesting because if you are like up here in the first, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Where did I start doing fractionals? This I'm doing fractionals in the 4th block. It looks like I started in the 3rd block doing fractionals. So in the first two, if you look like with the back stitching, it's not very like his mouth. It makes me a little sad. I just adjusted. Yes, I did. I added all the fractionals where it meets all the back stitching. Because when I was starting it, it was like it really bothered me where I could see it on the outside of the back stitching. And then I realized, oh, I can do fractional stitches, which looks better. But yeah, it takes time. Clearly, I'm okay with taking time since my main focus piece is a super size full coverage chart. I'm okay if something takes time. Kids didn't have school yesterday? Oh, nice. So you got to stitch all day yesterday. Yeah. I stitched most of yesterday. There was some technical things in setting up for going live, and I had a Disney movie to watch in the evening, but that's okay. I knew it was going to be tough to get it this weekend. And I'm still going to try. Angie, good morning. Can't remember what color I was on. 722. Oh, you're doing a Mill Hill. I still haven't started a Mill Hill. Is it normal to have a decent amount of loss left? I've not done a Mill Hill, so I don't know. But I love it when kits give you more than you need instead of not having enough. Yes. Or when, like they give you some extra screws, but the other one, like other screws are exactly the amount you needed. Yeah. Which ornament are you working on? Alara yesterday was starting an ornament. Or not an ornament, it was a Mill Hill. I like to know what people are working on. Because I can't work on all the things. And so I can live vicariously through everybody else. Yes. Yes. I just need to make sure I finish this tail out correctly. Angie, look, it's ready for back stitching. Okay, now it's ready for back stitching. Hey, that's not bad for how the fudging I had to do last night. Oh, man. Jingle Bell Trio. I'm going to look that one up in a second. I need to give this fish some attention since I have this color on it, and I know this color is in that fish. It's supposed to be a magnet. I like that they're convertible. You can make any of them, it seems like, into those sorts of things. Okay, marking off my pattern real quick. What was I? Oh, looking up Jingle Bell Trio. Mill Hill Jingle Bell Trio. Oh, that's cute. That one? I love all those beads. I have my first Mill Hill ready. Not ready. I mean, like, I have it, but I haven't even opened it yet. So I've done no, like, prepping of it. Why do I do this every single pin stitch? It's like I want to be difficult. Yes. This little fish right here, not my favorite stitch in this pattern, and there's a million of them. There's like 7 colors in this tiny little thing. Oh, yep, okay, that's the one. I really like that Mill Hills are like floss and beads. And you don't have to do a big project in order to do it. I have to do it ASAP. I haven't started anything since June, just after Mania. Like mostly it was Mania, and then I had one start since then. And then I self-imposed like I need to finish 2 things before I start something. At least until I feel like I'm down to enough whips where I'm happy. I want to work on every whip that I have. And in order for that to be feasible, I need less whips. Okay, does this color get used somewhere else while it's on my needle? It does in the snail. And I can access the snail because his little shell's right here. Okay, I come back here. I'm not a huge Santa Claus person, but it's the Mill Hill Santas that I really want to do. I love the variety in them and how they are kind of like seasonal pieces where they show different aspects. I love how the Mill Hill Santas do that. You're okay, Pip. You can't go past 20. How many do you have, Angie? You're trying to get down to 6. I don't know what number exactly is going to be right for me. But right now, I only have like 4 actives, basically. You should do that. You're at 17. you're getting close to that 20 mark. I have finished enough things where calendar girls. I have finished, I think, 6 calendar girls this year. So I have saved up those starts. I haven't started anything. I just can't right now. What was I saying? Oh, so that's 3 starts worth. So I could start a Mill Hill and the charting creations one, Angie. I could do it. I think I have 28 whips right now. 28 seems high. Oh, no. Well, let me look at my list. It'll tell me. It says 28, but I'm not always good about keeping that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Yep, okay, 28. So I have 28 whips, and I could start 3, which would kick me up above 30 again, which I don't really want to do. But a Mill Hill, I do know they're small, so that helps. 1, 2.5. It was good to go. She just started. Did you really tell her? Oh. One different a day. I do like that idea. I also at one point had like a 2-week rotation, which gave me maybe like about the same 6 whips, and my brain said even that was too much. It was okay. Was it it might not have been my brain, it might have been my emotions. I don't really know, but it's hard not to start new projects. It is hard sometimes. But after Mania, I was like, "Oh, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good." Because all of a sudden I had so many, and it was too many for me to be able to touch all of them and see the progress I wanted to and reach the goals I wanted to. Well, how is she going how is she going to know how to get her fabric ready if she doesn't know which one? It's funny. Maybe she and I should start it at the retreat together. That would be funny. 2. And then 3 on the way back. See, fractionals, you got to keep them in mind. Do it. Here we are talking about not starting things. And you're telling me to start the things. Just planting ideas. Well, if I finish this piece before then, that will feel like a huge thing. It'll just feel like a huge thing to me to have this one done. And so that may be worthy of starting something new that is then going to sit and languish while I work on other things and meeting other goals. I would never tell someone to not start things. I kind of do both. Sometimes I say start the things, but other times I say, like, I don't know. I'm also encouraging to work on the whips that you have. I think they fill different needs within us. And I know that for me, it's important that I see progress because it tells my body that I'm capable of doing that. That I'm capable and worthy of putting forth that effort, and that I can push through maybe the challenge of it not being fun to work on or new and exciting and novel, which is kind of this piece right now. Oh, maybe I should just I'm going to, there's something down here with this color. I'm confused. Why is this? Dang it. This needs to be a quarter stitch. I don't know if I care enough. I might just stitch over that one. I'm just going to do that because I don't want to unpick that. 1, 2, 3 below here. 1, 2, 3 below here. And then is it 3 over from? Do what makes your soul happy. Yes. And that can be a very individual thing and depend on the moment. One of the best things that I've learned in the last 6 months is that our values, knowing our values and making decisions, making value-based decisions can mean that the decision itself is different depending on the situation. A value-based decision doesn't always mean that you make the same decision every single time. It's like maybe every day in your regular everyday life, you're not going to eat that cake after dinner. But you might be, celebrating somebody's birthday or retirement, and there's cake, and you decide that it's part of your values to eat the cake because you're celebrating somebody. Applying that in different situations has helped me a lot because it gives you control. It empowers you to know why you're making a decision and confident and not regret it later. right, I finished that color. In the snail and in whatever it is down below the snail. It really doesn't look like a snail at this point. Okay. Back up to this dinky little fish. I need to pull up another question here. If this would thread, that would be nice. There we go. There we go. Okay. Question. Maybe. Just thinking about it. Here we go. What is your favorite thing about your career? I don't have one. I don't work for a living. Perhaps that is okay. My favorite thing about my career is that I have the flexibility to choose how to build towards making a living, if making a living is a thing that I need to do. I don't. I'm in a position in which I do not need to make money. And I have time in which to choose how to get to that point. And I appreciate that kind of fortunate situation that I have, that I can do that I have that freedom and flexibility. Because I know that's not the case for many women in similar situations. This one. What is your biggest complaint about your job? My daughter is a teenager. Is that acceptable as a complaint? The transition into teenagehood is rough. That is for certain. Been crocheting the same blanket for 4 years. I just keep putting it off to stitch or play Stardew Valley. Hey, it's good timing to finish the blanket because it's chilly again. Well, theoretically, it's chilly again. It's blanket season all the time for me, but more so in the winter for sure. parents are superheroes. Well, Kaylin is 12, turning 13 in a couple months, and yeah. Oh boy. It's definitely a challenge at times. I think what happens is that just like any other stage of childhood and growing, like kids push boundaries in order to know where the boundary is. Like where is the real boundary? Is what is being said arbitrary, or is it real? And I get that. I really do. It's just that sometimes the way that they push boundaries is more challenging than other ways. And that could just be like a personality thing, like the personality of the parents and the personality of the kid. And kids push boundaries. They do what? I mean, it doesn't stop. Even as adults, like we push boundaries too. Like that is how we excel in fields and make advances of like science and industry and engineering and all the things. Like we do that because we are willing to push the boundary of the known and the comfortable. So it is a good thing. It's just a challenging thing when, you know, as kids get older, you do have to adjust a boundary. Like what was appropriate may not be appropriate any longer. How do I know how to stitch this one? I think this is going to become a quarter stitch. And this is going to be another quarter stitch. And then this one needs to be a 3/4 stitch. That's good. That is definitely good to hear because I think my biggest goal is to like still preserve a relationship, like make it so, or help it be, you know, the best it can be while still being a parent-child relationship. All of these. Well, you know, Angie, maybe the 8-year-old will end up mellowing out, and then the 11-year-old will have their time. I remember an older mom friend. She had one girl and 3 boys, I think, maybe 4 boys, I can't remember. And I remember her saying that people thought that, you know, girls were the ones that had all the like emotional, hormonal problems. But she's like, that is not true. Boys have them too. They just have them at different times and in different ways. Like girls tend to have that earlier in their like puberty hormonal time, and boys tend to have them more like in the middle to end of their, like it just hits them differently at a different time, like later in their teenage years. Half stitch or quarter stitch. Really though, every kid is individual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, next question. What is your proudest accomplishment? That's a good question. And I'm not sure I know the answer, but I will say here's an accomplishment that I am fairly proud of. I don't know if it's the most I'm proud of, but since we were talking about kids and things, I was homeschooled until I was 16. So like the whole time until I was 16, I was homeschooled. When I was 16, I went to a community college. And so there's 2 aspects of this that I feel some pride in. One is that, well, I guess the biggest thing is kind of being proof that there is validity to homeschooling. I've obviously have been in the community my entire life, and I have encountered all kinds of comments and prejudices, and it's interesting to me, the things that the ideas people have about homeschooling. And I do understand, like if you've never encountered it before, or are basing your opinion solely on one encounter or something, then yeah, your idea of homeschoolers are going to be very skewed. Anyway, so we're talking about accomplishments here. So I, with homeschooling, different states have different laws as to what you're required to do and so on. At the time that I was growing up, we had a requirement to take a test at the end of the year. It didn't matter which, like, it didn't matter which state's test we took. We could take any of them. We just had to take something and score a certain amount on it. I don't know all the details because I was not the one that had to know that. And eventually, instead of taking a state test, you could take the ACT instead. I took the ACT when I was 14. I think that means I would have, is that ninth grade? Let's see, I have no idea. I think I would have been doing ninth grade stuff. And I took the ACT, and at the age of 14, and I scored higher than a lot of public school junior and sophomores that I knew who were taking it right at that same time. And so there's that, and there's also having gone to college and getting my associate's degree when I was 18, and then continuing on to a four-year school and meeting more people who said I was like the most normal homeschooler they had ever met, like they would never have known. So just, I guess, being able to be an example that there are many more success stories to homeschoolers than there are negative stories. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's exactly the amount I needed. That's good. Hey, puppy. It's not time to go anywhere, okay? She doesn't like that. She doesn't like that it's not time to go anywhere. She's very expressive when she wants to be. Ooh. Okay. Oh, where did my link go? Here it is. What is your child's proudest accomplishment? I don't know what she would consider. Fold some laundry. Okay. If not, it'll be on and off throughout the day. It will be on more than off. So there's that. I don't like how this camera is not in the same position. And look, I can see most of the bottom here. That feels good. I don't know what she would say is her proudest accomplishment. She likes that she learns choreography fast. So maybe that. Wait. I didn't mark everything. Okay, next color in the fish. Let's do... Y'all, I just did the wrong color in the fish. That color was in the fish, but not in that spot. Which also means this is all wrong. It's the wrong color. Man, I've made more mistakes on this piece while live than I do ever in any of my pieces. Hi, Jerry. How are you? I am now unpicking all of this. That's super frustrating to me, and I don't want to work on this piece anymore. Like, ugh. It's so annoying. And I just marked all of them off. So now I have to restitch all of them, or I'll confuse myself in the future. I know I will. Oh boy, we need something happy. You missed something. Why am I frogging? Because this color is the wrong color. It is a correct color that I had been stitching for this fish, but I looked at the wrong symbol when I actually went to stitch it. So this is the complete wrong color. It needs to be yellow. All of this, and then up here in the fish. So everything that I've stitched on since finishing that lobster. Yay. Okay, well, at least you caught it, Angie. We can celebrate that. I don't know where this comes out. Thanks, Magnolia. Thanks for hanging out and chatting. Your other mess up, you just left that one. See, some of them I'll work around, but this is not just like a counting thing. It's a wrong color, and I have to take it out. It just takes my desire to work on this piece and like won't think it. I don't want to get rid of it. I'm so close to finishing this piece. I just want it. Maybe a little bit, yes. I'm kind of thinking that. And I would do that instead of restitching all of these things. but I did mark all of that off already, so I feel like I need to at least restitch the stitches that I'm taking out in the right color. I especially don't like leaving pieces with a bad feeling because it doesn't make you want to go back to it. Maybe that mill he'll start. Maybe I can pull it out and sort some floss. Oh, come on. Oh, I did that. I remember that. The good news is that my 24-hour cross stitch goal is to get as close to 24 hours as I can. I do not have to make, so frogging is part of that time. Organizing, totally part of that time. Sigh. Oh, and then it broke. Kitting up is totally, yep. I'm sure it would be the most exciting thing for everybody to join me about doing. I don't know. So sad how many stitches this was. This up here. Not that you would know. You know that one of the biggest money making videos on YouTube are unboxing of kids' toys. Because kids will watch it over and over and over again. Here's my Ort jar. My little one. When this is full enough, I put it in a big, big one. Unboxing of kids' toys. That's all. It's not even a review of it or anything. It's just let me pull this toy out of the packaging and show it. I think it's kind of silly that is the most. But it is. Almost done unpicking this unfortunate mistake. There we go. Look at that. Now we can get the right color. You can see all the orange fuzz again. And I still don't have a way to, like, this is not going to be grippy enough to do that. Oh well, it'll get stitched over with the right color. This yellow color. Such a lovely yellow color. It's dying to get stitched. I just had to wait its turn. Okay. I will. Another question. I don't like these questions. That's what I need. What is your favorite book to read? We talked about books. We can talk about more about books, but I feel like last night I already answered this question. What makes you laugh the most? Oh boy. I think I'm still finding that out. I like genuinely funny things, witty things. I don't like humor that like makes fun of other people or stereotypes them negatively. Oh, look at the yellow stitches that went in. So lovely. Yay, yellow. I'm so enthused right now. Okay. I'm okay. We're all okay. I know this is right now. We'll be okay. And right. Wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Ooh. I'm gonna be muttering outside, like on top of my breath, really. Anyone who ever watches this live in the future, they will hear and know my exact feelings about these stitches. I mean, it's bad enough that I was working on this little fish that's annoying to stitch, and now to have to stitch it twice because I made a color mistake. Ugh. Very ugh. Okay. What was the last movie you went to, and what did I think? In the theater? It might have been Doctor Strange number 2. Was it number 2? I don't know. I think Doctor Strange was the last one I went to. Although I could be wrong about that. I don't go very often. And I talked about this movie last night on the live. It was creepy. It creeped me out. It was darker than I was expecting it to be. But I guess now I know just to be prepared in future Doctor Strange movies for that dark theme and prepare myself accordingly. There's a part of me that feels like I probably went to another movie since then, but that's just because it feels like it's been so long since I've been to a movie, and it's true. Bye, Angie. Thanks for hanging out, and have a great whatever it is that you're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6. Oh yeah, it's all the way over here. See, it's covering up this orange so nicely. Just gonna give the ocean floor a little bit of extra depth to have the orange. I should find questions because I like these. What did you want to be when you were small? How do you interpret these questions? What did I want to be at that time? Or like when I was small, what I wanted to be when I grow up? Hey, Bex. Oh, that's fun. Having a little farm day. Like a cuddly farm toy? Like a farm animal? Julia. Julia. Bex, I was thinking of you because I just had to pull out a whole bunch of stitches. Again. This project is not going well for me. When I was little, I don't know what I wanted to, well, I guess it doesn't matter. When you're little, you just are a kid. You don't think of like being somebody when you're little. So obviously the question means, what did you want to be when you're growing up? Or when you grew up? I always wanted to be a wife and mother. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is what I wanted to be for a long time. I didn't really have career aspirations. There was a time in my teenage years when I said, well, if I'm going to have a career, then I considered dance therapy, actually. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. But I wasn't very little when I thought of that. From Russia again. Hello. I love our international stitching community. It's the best. A giant tortoise toy. Well, tortoises are like the land ones, right? Those things can be so big. One, two, three. I need a drink. My lips are getting dry. Hi, Rainy. It is almost afternoon. It's almost afternoon, and I have many hours of stitching to try to get done today. "40 stitches got you to the 30%?" Oh, man. That's so funny. It's so funny how often we're so close, and then it's like next time, why didn't I just do that? Congratulations on reaching your 30%. Does that mean you're gonna work on Birds in Bloom? Was that your third goal? I'm like really frustrated with this pattern, so I really want to not do it. That's what you're pulling out now. Do you have a goal that you're trying to reach on Birds and Blooms? Or just stitches in? They sat under their heat lamps? Yeah. Right next to me on whatever this side is, my right side, I have a portable heater. It's not on right now, but that's me in the winter. Oh, that's right, Ray. I remember you saying that you were at like 0.5%. You remember saying that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All this yellow that I stitched up here and down here, I first stitched in orange, so I had to unpick all of that and restitch it in the correct color. 0.63%. That's even closer to your 1%, Rainy. 6, 7. This thread is not going to finish these stitches. Oh, the mountain cabin it's a really peaceful piece. Extreme cross country on mini seems like it would work really well. How is it going for you? Because minis tend to have more confetti, so if you can work throughout the whole piece on a color, you're saving a whole lot of time, like finding the next color. Oh, I just need one more half cross. One more, please. Let me have this. Will you go through? Yay! I don't have one of those thread tucker things, so we're just gonna do the best we can here. One color done. Oh, 3%, that's good. Are you doing it in any particular order, like most to the least thread chicken live? Yes, and I did it. I really didn't think I would. The stitches don't look fantastic, but you know, on this piece it's okay. I already undid the thing once. You're embroidering the flat earth that elephants hold and stand on a turtle. Oh, 20% left. Nice. It's so nice when, like, I feel like somebody last night, a friend asked how being live had gone for me. And I was like, it was great. People just want connection. Like, we want connection. We want to feel like valued, I guess. And I'm not saying that as the person who is sitting live. I think I'm going live mostly to give people a gathering spot. More than another reason. Because it allows everybody, you guys don't like have the pressure of having to be live in order to feel the community. That like ability to sit and chat and be friends. Aw, thank you, Energy Lady. I'm really okay when people don't comment. It's totally fine. I figure that people are staying even when they don't comment, and that's okay too. Like, this is just whatever it needs to be. I am more than happy to just, like, I guess provide a space for people to come and like not feel alone when they're stitching or whatever, or they just want to share a win. Okay, I'm certain that I'm stitching the right color here now. Yes. fish is supposed to look like this fish. I am doing it correctly. We're good. Yes. Yes. Well, sort of yes. Guys, I messed up on the yellow. Annoying. You were trying to do diagonal stitching but kept going off track. You mean you didn't stick into your diagonal? Yeah, I get that. I can't stick within this stuff anyway. Okay, I'm trying to decide if I can. I think I'm going to fudge this and not try to move it. I don't know if it'll look weird though. I don't want to restitch it. That's how I am, Rainy. I just want to keep going. Like, that's why I'm a cross country. I can't stick with the diagonal. I don't need to for counting purposes or for eliminating lines. Diagonal's actually not good for me for lines. Like, lines show up when I diagonal stitch on tent with tent stitch anyway. Sarah, Stitch Mommy, she said she found the same thing with her tent stitch diagonal, is that her diagonal showed up lines. Oh, I don't know if I can get this because it's stitched over. There it is. Clearly, I felt like I needed to fix this. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right, dang it. It's possible, Rainy, that you don't I haven't tested it out enough to know this, but it's possible that there's a difference or that your result will be different depending on like how you're trying to diagonal and which way your tent stitch is facing versus the way that your diagonal is. And you know, there's all these different factors for tent stitching. So my experience might not be yours. I would just keep an eye out for if lines do start showing, because then you can make a decision sooner rather than like keep going and then not like it if those lines are there in your whole piece. started this with a pin stitch, so everything's getting caught up together as I'm trying to unstitch it. What is frogging it. Man, I do not. I have frogged so many times while live, and on this piece, it's not happy. Okay. Next question. I like opinion ones better than like these getting to know you ones. Okay. I have a sneeze sitting here. I'm going to try not to. Oh, excuse me, everybody. That was very sudden. If you could choose to do anything for a day, what would it be? Okay, so I'm talking to a bunch of stitchers, right? So does it make sense that we would say anything other than stitching? It's literally what I'm doing today, all day, is stitching with minor breaks for food and bathroom usages. I don't know. Is there a polite way to say that? Probably. Biological needs. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. But if stitching was not an option to do all day long, and I had to pick a different activity, okay, I'll tell you what I would do. Well, and you got your hair cut, like that's good. I probably should have started some laundry and I didn't do that. That's okay, right? So if I were to plan a day, if I could choose anything to do anything for a day, does that mean I only have to pick one activity? Can I massage this question so it's not just one activity? What I would like to do is spend a day out in nature, but I would take a book and a cross-stitch project and a friend. I might take I might take a disc, like a frisbee disc. I don't know, maybe not, but that's what I would do. I would spend a day out and I would take a few supplies because I don't want to just hike. I want to hike. I would want to walk around and enjoy nature, listen to the sounds, like get that physical movement in. Have some sitting time, have somebody to talk with. Yeah. This is my third time stitching these stitches right now. That's got to be really thrilling for all of you guys. Or maybe I have a whole different set of people watching that didn't watch me stitch the first two sets. So this is all brand new to you. What is your favorite game or sport to watch and play? I don't watch sports. The closest you could say is sometimes I watch some of the Olympics. I grew up watching like figure skating, not just the Olympics, but other championships too. Yes, doesn't it seem like the perfect day? Like, and if I limited myself to one project, one book, then I'm not carrying around a whole bunch of stuff. I guess I'd have to like pack a lunch, but then I would probably go out for dinner because that sounds nice. That's what I would do. So yeah, I didn't grow up really with sports. Just, I guess, watching like figure skating things. So now I don't. I have watched some football games. So I have that knowledge now. I have very little knowledge when it comes to sports. To play, I do disc golf as a sport, and I've not done a lot of watching disc golf, but I do play it. Though I don't like play with other people very often. I don't play competitively because I'm not a competitive person. Unless, of course, you tell me to stitch for 24 hours over the course of 3 days, and then I'm like, let me do that. Okay. This is looking better. There's still 3 more colors in this little fish. And we're going to do this yellow color. Hi, James. James, I kept talking about you yesterday in my lives because I watched I watch all your lives, even though I haven't been able to be live for them. But your last one, when you were stitching the Sleeping Princess and you prepared all your karaoke songs, I was basically bragging about you and how like you knew all those words and you were still stitching and you didn't forget the things like I would have. So I know you said that in the Philippines you guys do karaoke a lot. So you are definitely well practiced in that. I, on the other hand, am like, let's not sing. I'll forget all the words. I'm not really sitting in a position to sing either. I really want this little fish done. really just want this entire project done. Snap, did it finish? Okay. Wait, so you were thinking, looking at the lyrics and stitching, because you were still stitching like the whole time. I can crochet read aloud, but that's like a repetitive pattern. That's not like counting stitches and things like that. It's still impressive. I would totally have to look at lyrics the whole time. I'm gonna come down here with this yellow. Are you back to working on Fancy Ladies, James? Or do you have another piece today? I'm really glad there's only one little fish in this, because I've stitched so many of these little fish already. Aquamarina on a new fabric. I hope you like the new fabric better. I have a piece that I will be restarting, but not for a long time because it's not an active whip by any means. I feel paranoid about this right now, with how many times I have frogged between yesterday and today. Ugh. My fancy ladies are not on the docket for this weekend, but I hope once I get a few more things finished, then I will feel comfortable bringing out one of them, because they are very lovely to stitch on. Earlier, a group of us were talking about how many projects we're comfortable with having. And I think that deep down, I would like all my projects to be active projects. And in order for that to be the case, I need to have a limited amount of projects. Because I like to see progress. And if you think about putting in 1,000 stitches on 5 different projects instead of just putting them in on one project, like that makes a huge difference. Then you're spending less time switching projects in and out. And for me, that's important. So right now, I think I only have 4 active projects. But I have 28 projects altogether. The half stitch. Oh, my thread came off my needle. Okay, next question. Would you rather ride a bike, ride a horse, or drive a car? I think it depends. Hi, Amy. Hey, you gave that rotation a good try if you tried for 2 months. So the question I have is, are you back to being monogamous, or do you just have or are you more like stitch what you want when you want? Okay, so whether I ride a bike, ride a horse, or a car would depend on what I'm doing, doesn't it? If we've got to fractional stitches. Like riding a bike is nice, especially if you have just like a trail. So get out in nature and stuff. Hi, Mimi. See, this always fascinates me how people approach their stitching. So feel free to share whatever it is that you're thinking about, or the approach that you take now, because I think it's fascinating just to see like what works for different people. And sometimes I get ideas for what might work for me. Right now, I just know that I do significantly better not having to switch out my whips a whole lot. I know that I work on my treasure hunt bookshelf every day, except I'm not going to work on it today. I did some of today's stitches yesterday, and I'll do the rest tomorrow. And then if I have any other stitching time, then there's something Lowry stand that I can grab or that I can just sit down and start working on. And if I'm on the go, I have another project to work on. That is perfect for me. I need to mark my pattern real quick before I don't remember what I stitched. I put down here. Okay. All the way across here. Up here, and then over to there. Narrow your focus. Travel project 20. That sounds a lot like, that sounds very similar to mine. 25/7, is that like 25 minutes a day? Is that what that means? Okay. Yeah, there's a couple other people, Stitchy friends, who are doing something like that. They're doing 30 minutes a day, but I've considered doing that on a piece like this just to get it done. Somebody suggested using my, like, I have a bookshelf, the temperature piece, and doing 30 minutes on that every day would be nice. It's just that I don't always have more time besides my treasure hunt bookshelf. But I do like the idea because you can do a lot with just a small amount. Yeah, monogamous sometimes just works better for people. So I think that we just have to do what works for us. My crochet blanket has taken the place of my travel small cross stitch right now because it's kind of on a deadline. But once my crochet blanket is finished and gifted, then I'll go back to having that small stuff. Whatever project, small cross stitch projects. Okay, my next color, 958. Like, I'm determined to get this fish done. And then maybe I can switch away from this project and leave it in a happy place. Full coverage is fantastic. I'm a super huge fan of full coverage. Probably doesn't surprise anybody. I do find that, so I have a daily stitch, and whatever is up on my Q snap, which is usually a full coverage, I usually end up working on it on weekends, like Friday and Saturday. Usually just those, because usually the rest of the time I don't have time to sit down with them, but That's kind of like having a weekly stitch, isn't it? Hey, Justine. Blue Dragon? Is that the... Wait, I'm going to look this one up because I think I know which one Blue Dragon is. And I just want to make sure. Because there might be multiple Blue Dragons. The one with the pearl, Kayomi Harai. That one? Is this the one that you're stitching? That's the one I was thinking of when you said Blue Dragon. But there's another one with a girl in it by Alina Lazareva. This one's also called Blue Dragon. I've never seen that one before. I think there are some people, I've talked with Alara about this. She is very comfortable having a lot of whips. Like she just considers them projects, you know? She doesn't have a need to say, oh, these are active and these are languishing. She's fairly comfortable, and then the times when she feels like, oh, I need to do something about this, she can. Okay. This color comes up here, but I can't count off of the lobster because I messed up the lobster. So I'm going to have to start down at the bottom to go up. Right here. And there's some people who just, I don't know, love the variety that they can stitch on, or if they're active in any like stitching challenges. See, doesn't that answering that question kind of depend on like what you're doing? Like, are we talking about for everyday use? Because obviously we need a car. Okay, yeah. So the one I first thought, Justine, yes. I don't like trotting on a horse. I like cantering on a horse. But like, are we talking about functional rides or just enjoyment rides? It's a lot of questions are open to interpretation, I've noticed. All your knitting groups have complaining. That's yes, I do think that there's something to that, Amy. Also, cross stitch needles are fairly inexpensive compared to like knitting needles or crochet hooks. So unless you're going to have a ton of different like knitting needles, it doesn't make sense to have a lot of projects, knitting projects. pretty certain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Whereas you can just grab another needle to work on a different project, or even the same needle because your floss can be off of it. Whereas your yarn can't be. Oh, that split the fabric without meaning to. Oh, it's not threading very well. There we go. Oh, that's, yes, for bike riding, hills are not a joke. There's something here in Virginia called the Capitol Trail, I think is what it's called. And it's a really long paved path. I know, like switching topics all over the place. It's this paved path that you can enter on at several different segments, but you can also it's popular for bike. I was about to call them bikists, but they're just bike riders, aren't they? Bikers. Bikers is what they're called. Because you can go really far along this trail, and so they'll go between towns like that. But it's got some hill, but it's not very, very hilly. And I think it would be fun to do something like that someday. Like take a nice bike ride on a path like that. James, I've never lived in a place that wasn't so very car centric, and I do wonder how much that sways like your inclination. I like the physical aspect of riding a bike. I like moving my body. I like feeling like fresh air and things like that. But I don't like biking around cars. And I always try to be very courteous to bikers that I'm passing who are sharing the road with me. America really is not like bike friendly at all. But other countries are definitely set up much more for that. Oh, I think this was one too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it's not enough. My lobster fudging is confusing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And I also need to grab. I don't want to. I don't want to undo any more stitches on this piece, so I'm being very careful right now. When I went to England 5 years ago, I love that there are like towns close for vehicular traffic and just for pedestrians, or you could have your pedestrians and your bikers, but you didn't have to deal with cars. And I know that's fairly common in European countries. And I love that. Yay! Okay. Here we go. One more color for the fish. And it's like fractional stitches. Oh, I need to mark off what I stitched. Mark the pattern. Okay. Oh, what color am I looking for? 964. Oh, next question. Maybe. What would you sing at karaoke night? James, this question is perfect. You're here right now. I don't know what I would sing. I really like Sarah Bareilles, which I don't know why I didn't talk about her last night. Hey, Pip. What do you see out there? Can you leave it alone? Leave it. Come on. Come on. Oh, don't bump the camera. Don't bump it. She's not happy about something she's seeing outside. I might pick a Sarah Bareilles song. I don't know which one, but I think that's what I would do. And that fish is done, except for its back stitching. There we go. That's happy. There's a squid right here. And this is a snail. And there's a oyster. Matchbox 20. They're good choices too. I think I would be tempted to just have somebody else pick for me. That way, if I do terribly, I can blame it on their song choice instead of on my own song choice. Is that awful of me? I wouldn't really blame them, but it would help ease, I think, my nerves and would help calm down my inner critic if somebody else picked the song and I had to figure it out. Hi, Peroska. Strangled cat comes to mind. I mean, we could go Disney Princess, I suppose, but I don't know. That's totally fine, Peroska. You were here a lot yesterday. I am just providing a gathering spot. That's all I'm doing. Matchbox 20 is a good choice. I like Jason Mraz, but he's hard to sing. Like I have to jump octaves when I am singing his songs. And there's other, male voices that are like that for me. It's probably most females have a harder time singing male songs because of that. A lot more free time. Yes, I feel like weekends go out, one of two ways for people. It's either like I have more time on the weekend because I'm working, but if you have kids, then you tend to be busier, less available on the weekend. I have more free time today. There's no movie for me to go watch this evening, so I am going to log as many hours as I can stand to log today. Ideally, I can reach 12 hours today, but that will be a challenge. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it'll be easy because the squid meets up right here, so I'll be able to start the squid without counting a whole lot. Fingers crossed. I know tomorrow is just so busy that my time is so much more limited tomorrow. So I tried not to schedule anything else for like yesterday and today than I had to. Okay. What 2 radio stations do you listen to in the car the most? Do not listen to radio. Ever. Lyrics are a bit bonkers too, maybe you need to slaply. That's true. Some of his songs are better, Amy, than others. He definitely went through a weird period several years ago. I like a lot of his later songs more than his earlier songs, that's for certain. But no, I don't listen. I don't listen to the radio. I either listen to music that I choose or an audiobook in the car. That's what I listen to. Hey, well, that means okay, if 100 stitches, Rainy, took you from what, 0.60 something percent, 0.8%, that means you have another like what, 150, maybe 200 stitches until you reach your goal. Your goal is totally attainable in this weekend. You can do it. 2, 3, 1. I don't know why I counted 3. I just mean 2. 1, 2. Hi, Nell. Welcome. Are you stitching today, Nell? Oh, where am I? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Electric. I like her. She's like a not evil witch feeling to me, and not creepy, but she's got like some fancy to her. I like her a lot. Peroska, every time somebody asks me how her piece is doing, I tell my daughter, and she still doesn't stitch on it. It makes me very sad that she doesn't. That she doesn't. She has not stitched on it. I have not shown it because she's not stitched on it. And it's a room for me, so I can't show you. I can tell you how many stitches. It's on my phone. It's been a long time since she's worked on it. Let's see. Let me mark my chart. Okay. So she is no smoking. She has 3,740 stitches on it. And she hasn't worked on it since the beginning of March. I don't even have a picture of it. I just have her stitch count. This is the last picture I have of it. Yes and no. She is, she's 12 going on 13. So we've got some like teenager hormonal changes going on and some increased interests specific to that. So, and she is busier in some ways. She's in 4 dance classes and she's not with me all the time. Her time is split between parents. So there are reasons. Although if she wanted to stitch on it, I do think that she would. I think that she would. She has plenty of time in which that she could. She just chooses to do other things that aren't necessarily fantastic choices, but working. We're trying. We're working with them, I guess you could say. Okay. But I'm going to tell her that you asked. And we'll see. It came up recently, and I said, it makes me very sad that you haven't worked on it anymore. And she's like, does it really? I'm like, yeah, it really does. Like it is your choice. You can do it, but, or not do it in this case. But it does. It makes me sad. Oh, it looks like the squid is blue. That's the color I just pulled out, is blue. Reading is good too, though, Amy. She is reading a lot. She's got a lot of dancing. She's very big into so she learned a lot of like K-pop dances too on top of her classes that she's taking. But she is doing plenty of lying in her bedroom doing like not productive things. There is a lot of that going on. You're not going to stress her if she doesn't want to do it. But I think it's good for her to know, like, people ask about her endeavors or something that she's been working on. I think it's good for her to know that people do remember who she is and what she's done and are curious about her. So this is I am her parent after all, and it's my job to make sure that she or at least has practice in encountering things. The squid is started. Now the question is, can I stitch squid without having to do any frogging or fudging? Because I did both on the lobster. I have frogged this fish many times. I had to frog stuff down here. All the circles in the squid though, that's going to be challenging for the fractional stitches. Gone. Treat. Okay, which one are you looking at going to next year? So my first is in less than 2 weeks. I have not been to one yet, but I am going to one. I'm excited for it. Oh, that's good, Amy. Enjoy time with your parents. Thanks for hanging out. The retreat I'm going to is a small one, which I'm really happy about. It'll, ease me into retreats. I guess that's kind of what sitting on this live is, right? Like it's a little virtual retreat for all of us this weekend. But with even more flexibility because you can come and go as needed. Yesterday we were talking about a virtual retreat, the Jingle Ball. I hadn't thought of it as now, Rainy. That's essentially, even though I said I'm just providing a place for people to hang out, isn't that what a retreat is? It's a place for people to hang out and stitch and enjoy time with other stitchers. But like in the comfort of your own home, and like your own schedule can still be just fine. Where am I? Here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like it. We can have a virtual retreat every 24 hours of cross stitch, if at all possible. I think the last 24 hours was in July, and I was in the midst of something that had to take priority. So I didn't participate in that one. But it made me even more determined to do this one. Okay. Marking. Oh. Hold on. I missed something. I'm not counting this as frogging. Even if it looks the same, I'm not counting it. I just didn't want to waste a bunch of yarn going back to this little thing. There we go. I love that there's options for us. I think sometimes getting in the in-person retreats are difficult, and you have to travel for them, and well, often you have to travel for them. So you have travel costs on top of your retreat specific costs, and virtual is a good way to keep it down. It's not the same as being in person. It won't have the same energy, and I think one thing I'm really looking forward to is the brag table at the retreat. Like being able to see people stitching in person, because seeing them like in Instagram posts or like on FlossTube, that's fantastic. Like it's so great to be able to see it like that, but it's not the same thing as seeing it in person. Marking my chart off. Okay. Now, where do I go from here? 3/1, 2/3, and down 1. And then the kids still want bed. Yes. I do think getting away for a weekend is nice. Hey, okay, that's a great idea. So I don't have a kid in my house over the weekend, so like that's something I have to do. But I thought about food, like how can I make eating meals like quick and easy so that I can do more stitches and less like food preparation, but I'm still eating like decently healthy meals. I say that, but right before this live, I was snacking on I ate a salad and then I ate some chocolate mint pretzels. Full disclosure. But in general, I have good meals and only a few snacks. or like a freezer meal, like prepping ahead of time, things like that. It's some extra planning, but thanks for joining, Peroska. Have fun with your friends. Right about 2.5 hours, my body tells me like I've been sitting for too long. And it's funny because it's been very consistent. Every single live has lasted about 2.5 hours before I'm like, time to go eat something, time to go stretch. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just trying to decide if that's what I do now. Or maybe like when I finish working with this color. Okay, marking pattern. Oh, the progress I've made so far on this piece is so nice. Oh, I've got a little bit of this color left, and I want to stitch it, but I don't know where it makes sense to stitch it. Let's try here. Oh, I did it again. And then when I finish this strand, I will take like a 30-minute break and come back again. Okay, where am I? 2 above that one is a 3/4 stitch. And then this 1, 3. This whole section are tentacles. So it's a lot of like fractionals and different colors going on. It might be more challenging of a section. But now the question becomes, when I come back after this break, Do I keep going and try to finish this section, or do I switch to a different project? An hour and a half ago, I would have said I needed to switch to a different project because I was frustrated with this piece, but now I feel like it's a lot closer to being done, so I don't know that that's what I want to do. Decisions. Decisions when you have too many options, I suppose. I guess I only have 2 options right now. I'm only giving myself 2 options. On the plus side, if I finish this section, I might start a new piece. Because I can. All right, where did I stitch? I stitched here, and here, and here, there, and there. This color's almost done on this piece. I like it. All right, Justine. Have a good dinner. Oh. There we go. I think that's that lobster is looking so good. I'm glad I got 2 of the animals done. I've got the squid, the snail, the oyster, and like the rest of the seafloor, which is not a big deal because it's mostly these like yellows, as you can see, like all of those. That's pretty easy to stitch. But it'll be getting through the squid. And I guess there's some air bubbles here coming out of the fish. But that's not very much. So, okay. Oh, 2 hours and 44 minutes. Oh, perfect. I'm going to go a 30-minute break and get back on, and we will continue our virtual retreat. Thanks for joining me right now, guys. Love to you all. Bye.